What's up, everybody? My name's Zach Brunner. I'm here with Odds Jam. Back again talking about teams who are on upset alert for NFL Week 6. We've seen this entire NFL season the underdogs taking care of business against the spread, also being competitive just straight up. However, last week the favorites started to finally get it done more often than not. However, two of our three upsets last week came true, with the Raiders losing to the Bears and then obviously the Bills beating the Chiefs. Just dominating them. Let's try to do it again this week. And here are three more teams who are on upset alert for NFL Week 6. Okay, so we're going to start out with the very first game on NFL Sunday. Again, we are going back to London. So remember, we have that very early London game again this week. Even though maybe this is one that you can sleep in for. The Dolphins play the Jaguars. Obviously, the Jaguars go over there every single year. So while this is a new regime, while this is a really young roster, a lot of new players, there still is some sort of information passed down. Maybe there's a little bit of scheduling stuff, like this is how you should do things on a London week. There's just experience there that gives the Jaguars a slight edge here. I'm not saying we should make a decision based on that, but it does help us here with an upset because the Jaguars are currently underdogs by around a field goal, I think. Yep. Okay. So a field goal in a lot of places, win bet right there. We can get them 3.5. I like 3.5 a lot better at Barstool, Bet Rivers, Parks, Twin Spears. Obviously, that protects us from a game-winning field goal, which we have seen a lot this season. I don't want to be losing a bet on a field goal, but obviously, the Jaguars also have the opportunity to win outright. We have Xavier Howard out for the Dolphins. We have Devontae Parker out for the Dolphins. Their offensive line isn't very good. Tua Tagovailoa is back. You can make the case that puts the Dolphins offense even more at a disadvantage here. The Jaguars aren't a terrible team. Yeah, say what you want about Urban Meyer. Say what you want about the coaching. This Jaguars team has some talent. I think Dan Arnold was a really, really good addition for this offense. He's going to be the new field spacer. He can take the top off the defense a little bit. He's a really athletic tight end that will continue to be utilized a little bit more. We see Trevor Lawrence settling into his own a little bit, making less rookie mistakes. And then best of all, they're running the football with James Robinson. If they can pound the football, which they should be able to do against the Dolphins, control the clock, limit mistakes, maybe force Tua into one or two mistakes, which he certainly is capable of making. This is a game the Jaguars could get their very first win of the season. They could do it over in London, maybe make the case for moving the team to London at this point. But the Dolphins, without a doubt, are on upset alert. Like I said, I would much rather bet the spread with the 3.5 than the 3 because of those last second field goals, but I like it regardless, I think. The next one, though, we have the Panthers and the Vikings. Again, this is kind of weird because the Panthers are the ones that are underdogs. We get the Panthers plus 2.5 at Pinnacle there. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey re-injured his hamstring. He is not expected to play this week. I get it. And then on the flip side, we have Dalvin Cook likely coming back for the Vikings. Justin Jefferson should be good to go with the Vikings. Vikings are coming off a win. It was against the Lions, so I don't think we need to put much stock into it. Panthers are coming off a loss, and that was against the Eagles. Sam Darnold definitely looked bad. No doubt about it. This game comes down to which defensive line, which pass rush can get to the quarterback. Both of these teams blitz a lot. Both of these teams get pressure a lot, get a lot of sacks. The Panthers have been better at it. The Panthers run that 3-3-5 defense, though, that they've been able to get home on the pass rush, and then they've been able to sit on routes and just force mistakes, suffocate offenses, and it's the reason why they're one of the best defensive units in the league. They don't have Stephon Gilmore yet. Obviously, once they add him, they'll be even better. But this Panthers defense is capable of shutting down the Vikings offense. And that's massive. I don't know if the Vikings defense is capable of shutting down the Panthers offense. Obviously, the Vikings pass rush is good. They can get sacks. They can get pressure. We know Sam Darnold can make mistakes under pressure. However, those Vikings cornerbacks, the safeties, obviously, safeties are pretty good. Obviously, Harrison Smith's a stud, but those Vikings cornerbacks and the secondary as a whole, pretty weak. I don't know if they're going to be great in coverage. Panthers wide receivers are more than capable of busting that coverage. I like the Panthers to win outright. I don't know. I don't know. And if you're going to give me points, I'm going to take it. Panthers 2.5 at Pinnacle. We get 3. We get a field goal there. Bet Rivers 3.5. Again, those field goals, man. This year has been crazy with kicking. People are missing kicks left and right. So if I can get a field goal or more whenever I'm betting underdogs this year, I feel like I need to take it just because we've seen those kicks go the wrong way more often than not. But yeah, this is a weird one. The Vikings clearly are on upset alert. They are I would say they're one of the fakest favorites of the week. They're not that good of a football team. So more than capable of getting beat here. And then the last one is another one who's a phony. We have the Ravens. They're favored by 2.5, favored by 3 against the Chargers. The Chargers have been good. They've looked good. What have the Ravens done? Like the Ravens week 1, it took overtime to beat the Raiders. Week 2, they beat the Chiefs by 1 point, and that win has been, looking worse and worse or less and less impressive by the week. They gave up 36 points to the Chiefs. They scored 35 against them, but I don't know. It's just not that impressive of a win. After that, they needed a record-breaking field goal to beat the Lions. Against the Broncos, they needed Teddy Bridgewater to get hurt. And then against the Colts, they needed the Colts corners to get hurt. They needed Lamar Jackson to become a great quarterback throwing the football. And then they needed overtime on top of it. So I'm not convinced the Ravens are that great of a football team. I think they're a fake 4-1. They're not that amazing. Whereas the Chargers, they're very good. The Chargers' run defense isn't great. Clearly, we know the Ravens' run offense typically is pretty darn good. Ravens' offensive line, though, isn't what it should be. They're beat up. They're also not that strong just in general. And I just trust in the Chargers' offense right now. The Chargers' offense is miles ahead of where this Ravens defense is. We should be able to see Justin Herbert put up points against them. And if the Chargers get up, Ravens aren't just going to be able to pass against them or make random plays and fight back into the game. If the Ravens get down in this game, they're in trouble. And that's why I like betting the Chargers. Again, let's protect ourselves from a field goal if we need to. Bet MGM +3. Win bet as well. I love it doing that, but straight up, Chargers are just a better football team. I don't care if they have to go on the road. I would rather bet with them than put any sort of faith in the Ravens at all. So yeah, those are 3 teams on upset alert this week. We could see the Dolphins lose to the Jaguars. We could see the Vikings lose to the Panthers. We can see the Ravens lose to the Chargers. What I like about these 3 upsets and these 3 teams on upset alert, 2 out of the 3 teams that are favored, I think, are worse than their opponents. So I don't necessarily think we're picking upsets. I think the books are maybe a little bit wrong. Hopefully we come back in week 7 here and we will be celebrating another winning week of upsets.